How was your process applying to a Chinese university? I mean, where did you study? In North?
North China University of Technology.
Of Technology, okay. How was the application process? I mean, from documents or where to apply? I mean, all this information, where did you get it? How did you prepare everything?
So for me, I remember back then when I wanted to come to study in China, I did not know anything other than Google. Google, like, yeah. You just have to Google and see like different platforms which help international students to study in China. And I think that's the main ways a lot of international students nowadays they do. So it was difficult at first because it was difficult to know like the process, how it works. So I did decide like, to use some of the platforms, but then it was not that successful, and it was not that successful because it did not give me what I want, because I needed someone to be able to guide me and give me a lot of information about studying in China. So back then I had to use an agent.
Back in your country?
Yeah, back in my country.
Okay.
So I had to use an agent, and the agent did everything for me. Yeah. So for me, the process was the documents process was okay. I had all the documents, and the university choice. The only thing I did not have was I did not know like much info about the university. So it was you had to check more information by yourself, and yeah. But for most of the time, I just wanted to. I had a city preference. So when I told the agent that I only want university in Beijing, so her only consideration for me to get admission was only in Beijing.
Beijing.
Yeah.
So you were looking for a. So you didn't have any university preference. But you just wanted.
I just wanted to
come to Beijing, right? So
exactly.
It doesn't matter what university. If it's in Beijing, it's okay.
As long as it was in Beijing, because the thing, what I believe Beijing has, and that's what I know, has like really good universities. A lot of universities in Beijing are really good.
Yeah.
So for me, it was also a matter of knowing that I just want to be in Beijing. Just do anything you want to do, but I just put me in Beijing, and that is the thing about many international students. They basically are interested in city, not universities,
Because they don't know much about the universities.
Because nobody knows about universities, to be honest. Like, you don't know much about universities. You probably, that university, I've never heard about it. The only consideration about many international students, I said because I was also international students, I know. Like, many international students have a certain city preference. Either they just want to go to Beijing because of their friends, or they just want to go to Beijing because they just heard of Beijing, So not only Beijing, other cities as well. Yeah. So the application process from my side was basically like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been influenced by basically, my city preference.
In my case, as I said before, I was talking with a good friend that was already here in Beijing studying at BLCU, right, Beijing Language and Culture University, and so he recommended me this university, and I tried to check more information about this university and the process, requirements, and everything in Google. But at that time, back in 2013, 14, you couldn't find much information
about,
you typed the university's name and you couldn't find their main webpage, their official webpage, and so for me it was hard, to know about the process. But I know that your case, for example, is the case of many students around the world, that they need help
Yeah, exactly.
because they cannot find the enough information.
Information, yeah, exactly.
Basically, they need some guidance. They need some assistance with their documents preparation, translation, whatever it is.
Assistance in the whole application process.
Yeah.
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 Do you like regret studying in Beijing?
I mean, Beijing was my first choice because Beijing is the cultural center of China, right? Cultural center, historic center, and there are many universities here. So I think Beijing has the highest concentration of universities of all cities in China.
Yeah.
And really good quality ones. And BOCU particularly, they have a good reputation of having the best international students to Chinese students ratio.
Yeah.
So they have approximately like half and half. Half Chinese students, half international students.
Yeah.
So that makes it a very, very interesting balance. Between this student demographics.